Hello friends, and welcome to this understanding of installation menu and overview of the PLC. I have scanned the installation manual that is came with the PLC because this manual is not available on the internet as per my knowledge, and I have tried to find it but I could not find it, and that's why the reason I have scanned the manual that comes with the PLC. It's a small manual, so let's understand this. So we have a here general specification of the series. So you can see here the features is given, and what type of protection, what is the dimension, what is the pollution level, protection level, that all is given here. Okay, so you can see power supply is 24 volt DC, and this supply has different milliampere load at the supply. Okay, so you can see for the base unit of this model, it has a 95 milliamps at 24 volt DC. So it is the load calculation is also given. Now we have protection, two types of protection available here: overcurrent and reverse polarity. So for the overcurrent, the fuse is given. So almost 630, 630 milliamp type 372 little fuse is used. Okay, and over this load, the fuse will burn and the PLC will be protected. For the reverse polarity, the protected by the series diode up to 40 volt. Okay, now it has EMC protection. EMC is means lots of noise and other signals that harm the PLC. So lots of type of protection related to EMC is given here. Okay, it's the immunity of the PLC. So here you can see electrostatic discharge, electrical front transients, and lots of other features that can be protected by this PLC. Now EMC emission. Okay, so what type of range of emission is permissible and which is required by the IEC standard IEC 611312 and IEC 61000064. Okay, so according to this requirement, the emission is uh, we can say controlled. Okay, radiated emission and conducted emission. Okay, these are the required emission range by the IEC standard. It has over voltage over voltage category. So the surge voltage withstand level for up to rated voltage of 30 volt is plus minus 500 volt. Okay, and ambient temperature. The ambient temperature is 0 to plus 55 degrees Celsius, and storage can be possible as minus 20 degree to plus 75 degree. Ambient humidity, pollution level, vibration and shock as per the requirement of IEC standard, and the operating atmosphere is required. Corrosive gas must not be present. Okay, operating altitude. Okay, class of equipment, dimension is given. Dimension is most important. uh, if you want to design the panel, the dimension is important. Class of equipment is also important. It is IPS protection is 20. Okay, then IO wiring, which type of lugs you need to use, which type of tool is suggested, what type of size of wire is required. You can see zero point 0.5 square copper wire is uh, required. Okay, some tool model is also given. For the termination lugs, you can use Jensen type 50508 and suggested tool is Taparia 932 for the uh, you can say screwing the locks. Okay, weight is almost 300 grams and approval is this one, different variant. Now in the second page we have already understand this on the unboxing of the PLC, but still you can see here one different type of model is given. It is NG16DL. Okay, NG16DL has a VAW. Okay, VAW means this display and the switch control. Okay, it has a CPU status indicator. Then we have a flap, we have a fuse protection here, we have a power connector, we have a two serial port P1 and P2. Okay, we have a IO contact here, terminal block, we have a IO status LED here, we have a IO terminal block ejector, we can eject the block from here, we have a expansion unit terminator plug here. Okay, so this is the physical look of the NG16DL with the graphics display. Now configuration available. So here different model is given and you can see it has a analog, transistor and relay type of module is available. So normally it has a high speed counter and encoder input is also possible. So you can see with VAW and without VAW. With VAW means it has a display and buttons for the navigation. Without VAW means it does not have a display. Okay, so you can see the sync and source type also available, and 4 input at 20 kilohertz and 2 input for 5 kilohertz. So you can see very good frequency range is available for the high speed counting. It has a transistor type and relay type output. Okay, so you can choose which type of module you require according to the according to the what we can say, according to your application. Okay, then we have a expansion module, and according to the analog or digital or relay or transistor type input output, you can select your required module. Okay, so these are the catalog or we can say uh, overview of the configuration available. Okay, so here the specification of the CPU section. Okay, so the CPU speed is given, and here the application memory, source code memory range, marker memory, data memory, retain memory. So you can retain memory is the data we can retain after the power loss, store in FRAM, battery free operation, 300 bytes of marker memory and 700 bytes of data memory can be retained. Okay, number of timers. So how much timers you can use? So there is a limitation is unlimited, but you cannot use the timer beyond the program memory and data memory limit. Okay, the same as the counter. Then here IO points and memory cassette. Okay, so it is available for the application program backup and transfer. User can transfer the application program to CPU through serial port without any need of programming software. So it is like upload and download. So that is special already code 9904 through which you can upload or download the program through the serial port directly. So for that you does not require the programming software. IO points. IO points is 14, can be extended up to we can say 40 digital input and 40 digital output. Real time clock is available, two serial port is available. Okay, and next gen is slave and Modbus RTU slave the protocol can be used. Then we have a display, graphic display is also available. We have a PID control, okay. We have a programming software, and the programming software is CodeSys version 2.3.9.13. Programming languages is a wide range. We can use the ladder, function block diagram, sequential flow control, continuous function chart, instruction list, and structured text. Okay, so at this low cost, at this very low cost, we have a you can say big range of programming language. So we can utilize our programming at higher level. Okay, diagnostic, debugging, and online monitoring features. Okay, remote programming. So we can program through the modem and LAN. Now these are the standard ordering code for this descripted items, and programming cable, pre-wired cable 300 mm, okay, for interfacing third-party device to serial port, programming software, power supply connector, we have IO connector, terminal plug, okay. Now this is the serial port connection, okay. So here some pin is different. You can see 4 number pin is VCC plus 5 volt, and TX plus RS422 is given at the port number P2. So here little bit different for the port P1 and port P2, and these are the 9 pin male connector solder side view, okay. So normally port P1 is used for the programming and OPC connection, and normally port P2 is termination. Sorry, port P2 is for the HMI programming. So many of different use of this serial port is available, and we will understand in the communication section about more detail. So now from onwards the hardware configuration wiring section is starting. So I will explain you up to this, and here we have seen the serial port, ordering code, CPU specification, CPU section, configuration available, transistor type, relay type, analog type, and this is the front overview, and this is the normal overview of the software, PLC. So in the next tutorial I will explain you about the communication of the PLC with the software, okay. So before that we will understand about the software detail. So thanks for watching this tutorial, and I hope you like this tutorial. Thanks for watching this.